Hey guys, welcome back to Foreign Reacts. Today we're going to be checking out a beautiful video that I love to do. And we already know I'm moving to Europe, and these videos are really important to me because it helps me to not make stupid mistakes. But either ways, this one is titled "What's the Dumbest Thing an American Has Ever Said to You?" And without further ado, let's get right into this video, guys. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, man. It's really important to be a part of Foreign Reacts, man. It's a beautiful channel. Hope you guys enjoy your time here, man.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Okay, I'm an American, and I actually am from New Mexico. And when I lived up in Illinois, every time I told people, hey, I'm from New Mexico, they'd be like, did you get a green card? Are you here legally? What? New Mexico is the 5th largest state in America. You people need to go to school because you don't obviously know where anything is.
This one is funny because I've said it in my videos before, and I'm going to say it again. Probably 99.99 billion, I don't know, probably everybody in America does not know America. America is not known by Americans. Get it in your heads, settle it in. America is a place where people are not the most educated, or what you'd say, I don't know, they're not the smartest, I guess, but they're pretty good at a lot of things. But when it comes to general knowledge or stuff that not necessarily is really important to their standard of life, they won't know. So, it is what it is.
Oh, and they also call me a wetback, so that's racist. Fun times.
So I know that this video is supposed to be stitched with videos of people that are not from America explaining dumb things that Americans have said to them because, I mean, if we're being honest, we say some pretty dumb things as Americans. But I'm 100% American, born and bred, raised in a small one-stoplight town in North Carolina.
Oh, shout out to the crowd!
And when I was in 8th grade,
Hey, what's up?
this happened. We were in history class and we were talking about the Netherlands. And this one girl raises her hand and gets called on by the teacher, and in the most straight-faced, serious manner ever, looks at the teacher and goes, "Isn't the Netherlands where Peter Pan is from?"
So I was in Vegas and I was eating chicken wings at the bar. So this American couple starts speaking to us and they're like, "Oh, so you're from Australia?" And I'm like, "No, we're from the UK." Because if you say Wales, most Americans get really, really confused and they're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
So we're talking and they're like, "Oh, okay, so would you rather live in the UK or would you rather live in the US? You like it here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I love it here, but I'd rather live in the UK." And they're like, "Why would you want to live in the UK and not here?" So I said, "Well, I like that, if I need to go to the doctor, I can just call the doctor and go, and I don't need to pay." And they're like, "But why would you prefer that?" At this point, my friend Ryan leans behind me, like over me, to see them, with a mouthful of chicken and fries, and he's like, "Because it's free!"
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
I like your friend. Shout out to Ryan, bro.
Yeah, I was a celebrity stylist for a denim company for a while, so I have quite a few of these. One time when I was in the States, having drunk nothing but coffee and an energy drink for a week, I fancied a cup of tea. I thought I'd stop at a little diner to make sure I could get what I wanted. And as I asked for my tea, she said, "You like it hot, right? With like milk and sugar?" Yeah, just, little dribble of milk and maybe one little spoon of sugar. Not in like a tall glass with ice and lemon or anything like that. No, boiling water, tea bag, a little sugar and a little bit of milk is perfect. Hun, that's coffee. Okay.
What?
Just have a coffee.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I went to high school in the States for 3 months, in LA, and in history class we had to learn all the states off by heart. So we would have to know where their position, and the teacher would ask us a question like, what's north of Texas, what's north of Arizona, what's south of whatever. And some are harder than others. I always knew that it was hard, but I learnt my shit in the 3 months that I was there. And one day he asked a person in my class, what's north of South Carolina?
Oh boy. Not that one. I just figured she was gonna use a state that has a north and a south, like a North Dakota, South Dakota. Oh my days. And that's my state. No. I don't want to hear the rest of this because this is just embarrassing. Like, if somebody says what's north of South Carolina, dog, and you say you don't know, you don't even. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. If there's a south, there gotta be a north, right? I don't know. I don't know. That's basic logics to me.
The person answered wrong.
What do they say?
So, I live in Hungary.
Okay.
That country. This one.
Alright.
I told that to an American once on Omegle. They asked me, is that in Germany?
Oh, Lord.
Germany, Hungary. There's like 2 different countries. And they asked me if Hungary was in Germany. And I'm like, this is Europe, not the US.
You know, I have one weird question. I don't know if it's only me, but I'd rather ask a question than make a statement. And that was not a question. To ask if Hungary's in Germany, that's not a question to me. That's a statement. That's not a question. If somebody says to me, I'm from Hungary, I'm going to be like, oh, where is that? That person likely will reply, oh, it's a country in Europe. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's really awesome. Where is it located in Europe? You know what I'm trying to say? To make a conversation go better, it's best to allow somebody else to speak if you don't know. You know what I'm trying to say?
So when I was 16, I did an exchange program in the US from Brazil for 6 months.
I knew it! I
remember it was December.
I knew it! Bro, I can literally tell where people are from without... I'm just playing. But I knew she was from Brazil, though. It's kind of... I just know when somebody's from Brazil. Like, you can tell. Like, they just give you that Brazil. Yeah, you're from Brazil, right? Yeah, I just think they give you that. I don't know. I think so.
And I was telling one of my friends how I had spoken to my parents, and they were at the beach because it was really hot and, you know, summer in Brazil at that time.
Oh.
And then she looked me straight in the eyes and asked me, oh, so is it July in Brazil now?
So let's set the scene. It's early July and I'm in Marrakesh. I've just checked into this hostel and I'm sitting on one of these chairs here by the pool. So this young couple from Georgia sparks up a conversation with me. So the couple invite me up to like the roof, this like roof patio thing to see the fireworks. So we end up on the roof terrace here, mingling with various nationalities. And the Americans are asking like, does anyone know when the fireworks start? Everyone's a bit confused. Anyway, it transpires that is the 4th of July, American Independence Day. We're in Morocco. There's maybe like 10 of us all trying to explain to
Bro,
the American...
I actually missed what he was saying. Like, he said it in the beginning, but I just realized what he's talking about. Like, that's really embarrassing. Imagine you... That's really embarrassing. Like, that's really embarrassing.
Why they probably don't have fireworks for the 4th of July in Marrakesh, Morocco. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Stay tuned for more.
Okay, so it was 2017 and it was my birthday and I wanted to see With Confidence and Movements. So I went to Houston for this concert right here. I also kind of liked Knucklepuck, like I knew a few songs. So at the end, I met the lead singer, Nick, and I was chatting with him and I told him that I went from Mexico to the concert. And he was so shocked, and he asked me, like, oh, how did you get to the U.S. from Mexico? And I was like, oh, I flew here, like, on a plane. And he didn't believe me. He was like, you have planes in Mexico? And I was like, yeah, we have airports, international airports. So I explained to him how you could, like, travel to almost every part of the world from Mexico in a plane. And he was so shocked that there were airports and planes in Mexico, he just couldn't believe it.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, I'm half Spanish, half Tunisian. But I was born in Brazil, but I was raised in Dubai, and now I live in London. But whenever someone asks, I just say, oh, I'm from Dubai. So I must have been 14 years old or something, and I was in a summer camp in the United States in Maine. And so this girl asks me, where are you from? And so I'm like, oh, I'm from Dubai. She's like, oh my god, so cool. I've been there to Doha, right? That's the capital of India.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Oh, a little while back I made a video talking about how Australians hate the American accent, even though Americans seem to love the Australian accent, and I had multiple Americans in my comments saying things like, well, I guess I'll just never speak again. Yeah, that's the point, honey. Please shut up because you're really annoying. What made it even worse for them was the way that every single Australian either agreed with me or went, oh, I kind of like the accent, and then they got ripped into by every other Australian in the comments.
I'm kind of curious.
Ouch. That kind of sucks though. Like, I think as a human, you're supposed to be able to speak however you want to speak. Like, I'm just all for equality in terms of you have, like, if an American speaks a certain way, they have the right to speak that way. If you're an Australian and you don't like it, well, that's your problem. Like, I can't give her a pass for that. Like, what? Imagine somebody was supposed to tell you that you should shut up because you're annoying the way how you speak. Like, that's not very nice thing to say, because I'm pretty sure there has to be somebody in this world who does not like the Australian accent, and that's not right. Right? I personally love everybody's accent. I love it because I just love people. It's just a general thing for me. I love people, and I love hearing various, accents, various forms of English. Like, I love seeing people try the heck out of English to speak it, and we have a laugh, they have a laugh. I've literally had people speak to me, and they're struggling to speak English, and I'm like, you got this. That's how I am. I root for people. I really didn't like that.
Oh yeah, this one's really easy. So one time, a bunch of us were traveling through Kentucky, a group of us from Canada here, and
you're from Canada.
we were in McDonald's, and an American tapped us on the shoulder. They like overheard our accents, and they're like, "Are y'all from Canada?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're from Canada." And so then there was this moment where they like paused. It was like they were processing this information, and they're like, "Oh, ho ho ho." Yeah, that happened.
Canadians don't necessarily have an accent when it comes to America. Like, Canada is like literally like a flip of a coin when it comes to America. Like, they're so similar, like, literally. Like, what? I know people from Canada that, like, straight up, you could blend them right into America, you not be able to tell the difference, right? I know some Canadians are very much different because they got a lot of accent, but buddy right here, he ain't sounded too bad to me. I don't know.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Well, so as many of you know, I was an exchange student in California last year. And this happened like the first week I went to school. I met this girl and she asked me where I was from. And I told her I was from Belgium. She sounded really excited, but then asked me where Belgium was. And I said, oh, Belgium is in Europe. And she answered with, oh my god, Europe is such a nice country.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I went to the USA for the very first time in 2012, and I was on leave for 2 months. And so we rented this house in Indiana State near Michigan Lake, or Lake Michigan. And the owner of the house one day came over. He needed to do some repairs. Something was broken. And so he came over and he introduced himself. And I also introduced myself. And he asked me where I was from. I said I was from Namibia, which is in Southwest Africa. He's like, oh, so you are from Africa? I said, yes, I am from Africa. And then he's like, you look very healthy for somebody who is from Africa.
Did you take your... Hey, don't take it personal. Americans do this all the time. Like, I've been in situations where I've, said things that, it's dumb. So, nothing like that. But I've been in situations where I thought, superiority was America, everywhere else. Bleh. But, yeah. He said you look healthy.
Excuse me?
Okay, so I moved here roughly around 4 years ago from Jamaica, and I was on my college campus, and on my way to Starbucks, I bumped into one of my classmates. and he was heading to Starbucks as well, so we just kind of made small talk on our way over there. And I don't remember how it came up, but I was mentioning to him, like, oh, I moved here last year from Jamaica, and I'm loving it, da da da, so happy to be in college, etc., etc. And he turns and looks at me, and he says, oh my god, you're from Jamaica? Your English is so good! Like, English is the language of Jamaica. We speak English. Like, we speak English. Oh no. And he was also a person of color, and I guess I just wasn't expecting that from another POC.
I'm kind of curious.
That's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. Y'all believe that people of color or whatever the shish kebab y'all want to call yourselves, that they any different. No. That's I just don't get humanity. Like, we treat people who look like ourselves like, okay, they could not make a mistake. Okay, they're not idiots. Okay, well, not idiots. I shouldn't call anyone idiot. They could not make an idiotic mistake. They could not say something idiotic. Bro, race has nothing to do with nothing, man. It's your environment that makes you. The environment is responsible for your output, right? If a white man is raised around a specific type of people, he will act that way. He will not act like a white man. He will act that way because there's no actions to a color or ethnicity or race. It is your culture that makes you who you are. I don't know why people always be doing this attachment to all of these nonsense. God.
This was when I had first moved to Indonesia for work. There was also a girl from Wisconsin who had moved to Indonesia for work. She told me that when she first met me, she never thought that she would go on to being friends with me. Basically, she didn't fathom the fact that her moving out of Wisconsin or America would mean that she might be required to meet other people and actually be friends with them. People who are not just white or Americans.
The Italian peninsula.
LOL, shawty. It is what it is, man. I'm happy for all y'all folks, man, but don't take nothing too personal like that, man, because, you know, we got... Everybody in this world has a little bit of makes no sense. You know what I'm trying to say? They had their moments. I've had my moments. I'll share my moments with y'all in the future, to be honest, guys. But what I'm trying to say is that, man, we all humans and we all got some dumb things that we do or say. So have pity on these folks. Have pity on everybody who be doing dumb stuff, and just try to enlighten them. Try to make some, you know, connection, and try to, hey man, listen to me. If they're arrogant and they're ignorant and they just don't want to hear anything, let them be. We're not gonna force you. But, you know, ain't nothing wrong with educating somebody. I've been educated, and I'm happy that I'm not that, you know, psycho anymore, where I think America is the best at everything. It's a beautiful thing. But either way, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.